In this video, I'm going to be giving just sort of like a crash course in Google Sheets. I want to show you a few simple things, how to do a little bit of equations, some math, and then do a little bit of graphing. So in order to get to Google Sheets, what I'm going to actually do is you can go into Google Drive this way, or you can get to Sheets from here. I'll go through the Google Drive way just to show you. And your files all come up in here, and I'm just going to go to New, and then Google Sheets. Now, if you've never seen a spreadsheet before, this is basically what they look like. Uh, Microsoft Excel and Apple has numbers. They're all basically the same. You've got rows and columns, and they have letters, for the columns and numbers for the rows. That's how you identify them. So this is cell A1. This one right here is cell B2. You've got all your fonts you can work with. You can do different alignments and highlighting and things like that. So it's really straightforward. Now I'm going to just make up a quick example. I'll show you how to add and stuff like that. So let's imagine I'm a store and I've got items and I've got a price. And let's see, I got a shirt here, I got pants, hat, belt, shoes, jacket. How about that? And I'm literally just making up some prices here. So let's say my shirt's going to cost me $35.99. My pants, they're a little more expensive. Let's say they're $47.99. Hat's going to be $29. The belt, let's say, is $19. Shoes, $89. And the jacket, I don't know, $175. Now, right off the bat, there's a couple things I'll just show you here. You can sort of see how these ones have two decimal points and these ones don't. So what happens a lot of times in spreadsheets or in Google Sheets for sure is it'll just treat these like numbers. It doesn't really know that they're money or anything like that. So what you can do is you can actually go to Format. You can change, instead of number, which it's automatically a number, you can put it to currency, stuff like that, and that'll force it to have your decimals that you're looking for. So that might make it a little bit better in some situations. If it's just plain old numbers, you don't need to worry about that. But in this case, I'm working with money, so I want to have that in there. Now, let's go ahead and add some taxes in there. So the way I'm going to get the tax is I'm going to take this number and multiply it by 0.13. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to make an equation for this cell. And the way I do it is I hit the equal sign, and I'm going to say equals B2, and so that cell went orange, so it's B2 times, and the times is actually a star. So I'm hitting Shift 8 to get the star. So times 0.13. And that is the tax on my shirt. So the equation that I have is B2 times 0.13. So it's taking this cell B2, multiplying it by 0.13, which is 13%. Now I could do the same thing here. I could go equals B3 times 0.13 and do that. But that's a little bit tedious. Like if you had 100 items, that takes a while. So the easiest way of doing it actually is this little button right here. If you go here on the end here, your cursor will change to like a cross. If you pull it down, what it does is it'll fill in the equation all the way down. So if you take a look, it's now B6, this one's B7, so it actually changes the cell location as it goes down the row, which is really nice. So if you had like 100 items or 1,000 items, you could do it in a second, right? Let's do the same thing for the total of the items now. Oh, and by the way, it actually changed it to currency automatically because it knows it's working with currency here. So the total is going to be essentially the price of the item plus its tax, and that's going to be its total. So let's go and do this. So we can go equals B2 plus C2. And that's how I add those together. And again, I'm going to drag down my formula here. Add them all up. Okay, so that's the item, for example, of the jacket right there. So 175 plus 2275 gives me 197.75. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to make a total row here. And I'm going to add up these columns here. And I'll just show you how to do that. So if I want to add all these prices together here, there's two ways I can do it. What I could do is I could go equals B2 plus B3 plus B4 like that, and keep adding them up. And I'd have to do that 6 times. That's a huge pain if I have a lot of numbers. So what I'm going to do is use a formula, and the formula I'm going to use is I'm going to type equals sum, and then put a bracket, and I can highlight the boxes. So what I'm basically doing is the sum from B2 to B7. There's a colon there. It automatically did that because I just highlighted it, but that's the equation that I want. Hit equals, it sums them all up. Okay, same thing with my taxes. So I can go equals sum, put a bracket there, highlight what I want to highlight, close the bracket, and hit enter. And you get the sum of this column. And finally, the last one, sum of these right here. And that's how you add up multiple items. If it's just 2 items like I did for these 2 here, I would not use sum. I would just add them straightforward. But if it's a lot of items, I would use this formula. Now, a couple of advantages of spreadsheets that you may not realize is, let's say, for example, my jacket. Maybe I made a mistake. My jacket was actually $150. Watch what happens. Everything changed. The tax on the item changed. The total here changed. All of these totals changed as well, automatically, because it's all like a big formula. So like I said, one small change affects the entire sheet, which is really cool. I don't have to recalculate everything. So it makes it very, very handy to have for things like budgets and stuff. Because for a budget, you can adjust one number and all kinds of things will change. I'm just going to make this bold here just to make it look a little bit better. Okay. Now, let's show you how do we do the average for something. Like, say I want to know the average price of an item. Okay. So I'm going to go price average. And there's all kinds of equations we can use. So if I want the average of this, it's literally equals average. Look, it already knows what I want to do. Equals average, bracket, and you highlight these. And another word for average is mean. That's the same thing. So that's the average price of an item, $66. Okay? There's more functions built in. If you want to find them, all of them, it's under, where are we here? Help, there it is. Go under help, and under there you'll see function list. Now I'm recording this, in September 2019. But if you go under here, you'll see every single function built in, and there is a lot of them. So some of them are really useful. Some of them you might not find that useful. You can find things like time, and you can find things like, what else we got in here? Trying to find something you might actually use. Like mean, median, mode, you'll see that in there. This is all financial math. I'm still in the financial section. You can see how long the list is. I'm trying to find just the regular stuff, regular math. Here we go, regular math. So we can do trig with it if we want. That's what 10 and A10, stuff like that. Combinations, you can do combinations, which might be very useful later on. What else we got here? For the mean, median, mode, stuff like that. Rounding you can do, exponents you can do, math, operators. Yeah, you can take a look. Oh, statistical, here we go. That's the stuff we're looking for. So under statistical, there's a ton of different functions. There's count, there's going to be, where's the last? There we go. Mode, so if you want to find the mode, you want to find the median, you can find that. So you just go equals median, and then bracket, and you type it in. So pretty much anything you might need in math, it's in here built in. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just got to figure out what function it is. And that's why we got to search at the top, and you could just scroll through this list. It's quite long, unfortunately, and you're not going to use 90% of them, but if there's anything you need, it's going to be in here. So for example, if I wanted the median price, equals MED, there it is, median of these things here. Sorry I rambled a little bit, but it's important that you are able to figure things out on your own sometimes. I can only show you so much in this video, and sometimes you need to figure things out that are not in a video, and that's where you're going to find is under your function list here. Okay, so there's my median price right there. Let's go ahead and make a little graph now of this. So I'm going to make a bar chart just of the items and their prices. So to do that, it's actually really simple. You're going to highlight what you want to graph. So in my case, it's this stuff right here. And I do want to include the header names right up here, because that's going to give me labels for my graph, which is nice. So highlight all this, go to Insert, Chart. Okay, and by default, it's already given me a column chart, which is really handy. There's all kinds of other ones you can take a look. You could do sideways ones, you could do pie charts if you want. Line graph, I don't know how well that would work in this case, but a bar graph is really good. It's got all of my labels already on there, which is awesome. You can change all kinds of things in here. Like if you want to change the color, the titles, like maybe I don't like that title up here. It says price versus item. I can change that. Price of each item. Okay, and that'll change up here. You can change, like I said, the color. Maybe I want to do like a yellow one. So it's up to you. You can change also the scale of these. There's lots of customization. You just got to dig around in here and see what you got. So that's all there is to making a chart. And what you can do is you can move it aside. And these are live. So like if something changes, like say that belt for some reason is like a Gucci belt and now it's $200, that chart changed automatically, which is really, really cool, I think. If this gets in your way, what you can do is you can put it as its own tab down here. So you can click on here and it says move to own sheet. You can have it as a different tab, and you can rename these tabs as well. So you can rename this and say graph of item prices. And this is, well, right now it's called sheet 1. I can rename this to item price list. So you can have multiple tabs in a spreadsheet. So I'm going to actually do one last quick one. I'm going to do like a mathematical equation and make a graph with it. So I'm going to add a third tab in here. I'm just actually going to drag it to the end here. And let's go, I'm going to do something like a y equals mx plus b type of thing. So I'm going to go x and y, and we'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, and hopefully, let's see, once the pattern starts, oh, it didn't work. Sometimes it'll actually continue the pattern for you. Okay, let's just go 8, 9, 10. Okay, we'll do 10 points. And the equation I'm thinking in my head right now is just going to be y equals 2x plus 9, something like that. That's the equation I want to use. So if I'm calculating the y value for this x, I'm going to go equals 2 times a2, that's my x value right over here, and then plus 9. Oops, no space. Sorry, plus 9. So my first coordinate is at 9, because 2 times 0 plus 9 gives me 9. And I should be able to drag that formula down. And it should work. So like this one right here, if the x is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 9 gives me 11. That's what it's doing. So instead of x, it's a2, or a3 I should say. Then x becomes a4, and x becomes a5, and this will actually generate my line, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and make a graph with this. Insert chart. This one definitely should not be a bar chart, because it doesn't look right. I want this to be a line graph. Now the line graph depends. Sometimes a smooth one looks better than the line. This one is a stick straight line, so it's actually doesn't really matter, I guess. There's no arrows on the end, but for the coordinates that I've generated, that is basically the line right here. You can do things like label the individual points, I believe. Point size. Yeah, like you could do things like that if you want. So you can actually see the actual coordinate. But that's basically it. Looks like there's one missing here. Number 9 didn't show up, or 8 didn't show up, or something here. Something's weird. Oh, I know why. Look at the numbers. I forgot the 8. That's why I messed up. I skipped 8 by accident. But look at that. It actually changed the graph and fixed it up for me. Now, the title's not very good. I would change this of y equals, 2x plus 9. Just like that. So there's my graph right there. So I wanted to show you a little bit more about graphing in a spreadsheet, and that is how you can do a simple mathematical one. That's basically about it. Maybe one last thing I can show you. And I always find it looks nice, especially with money. What you can do actually is you can do things like this. You can add color to it. Now, if you take a look, you go under Format, and it says Alternating Colors. I don't know. I always find this kind of nice myself. You know, it's something simple, but it just makes it a little bit easier to read sometimes. And I don't know. I just think they look great when you do that, and something you might want to use later on in the future. Make sure you actually rename your spreadsheet. So I'm going to call this spreadsheet lesson 1. And I would probably move it to a different drive if you have like a drive for a different class or whatever, or a folder, I should say. But yeah, that's it. So that's a very quick spreadsheet lesson for you. Teach you a few little things about equations and some little bit of graphing involved here. So I hope you learned something about spreadsheets and why they're useful.